Μετά από δεν ξέρω πόση ώρα, λύσαμε το τεχνικό πρόβλημα, επειδή είμαστε αρκετά καλοί. Νομίζω ακούτε με από μικρόφωνο, ναι. Εντάξει, αν με ακούτε, νομίζω ακούτε φωνή μου έτσι. Να σας καλωσορίσω. Γεια σας, κυρία Ρικα μου. Καταρχήν να πράξω την ομιλία μου. Αυτό θέλω να σας έτσι την προσεκτική. Ευχαριστώ, Ερμά. Καλησπέρα και καλωσορίσατε. Αξιότιμοι προσκεκλημένοι μας, αξιότιμοι εταίροι και αγαπητοί φίλοι και φίλες, είναι με μεγάλη χαρά και περηφάνεια που σας καλωσορίζουμε σε αυτήν την εκδήλωση του οργανισμού μας ABIS. Η σημερινή εκδήλωση Autism Praxis Infinity Solution. Η σημερινή εκδήλωση πραγματοποιείται μέσα στα πλαίσια των δράσεων και ενεργειών του προγράμματος Erasmus Plus ehealth4Autism, του οποίου συντονιστής είναι ο οργανισμός μας και είναι το αποτέλεσμα μιας ομαδικής και δημιουργικής δουλειάς που έχει διενεργηθεί κατά τη διάρκεια αυτών των μηνών δραστηριότητα. Τις ιδιαίτερες μας και ξεχωριστές ευχαριστίες μας θα θέλαμε να αποδώσουμε προς τη βουλευτή και δικηγόρο κυρία Φωτεινή Τσιρίδου, υπό την αιγίδα της οποίας τελείται η σημερινή μας εκδήλωση, καθώς και το Πατήχιο Δημοτικό Μουσείο των Δήμων Λεμεσού για την ευγενή παραχώρηση της αίθουσας του χώρου για τη διεξαγωγή της εκδήλωσης. Ευχαριστούμε θερμά την κυρία Δραστηριού που θα είναι εδώ σύντομα μαζί μας, πρόεδρο της ΠΟΕΔ Λεμεσού, και την κυρία Ρεβέκα Γκανιά, πρόεδρο της ΠΑΔΕΔ Λεμεσού, που μας τίμησαν με την παρουσία τους. Να σας πω έτσι λίγα λόγια για τον οργανισμό μας. Ο οργανισμός ABIS είναι ένας μη κερδοσκοπικός οργανισμός με έδρα τη Λεμεσό, με κύριους σκοπούς την προώθηση των δικαιωμάτων των ατόμων στο φάσμα του αυτισμού και των οικογενειών τους, τη βελτίωση της ποιότητας ζωής τους και την εδραίωση ενός υποστηρικτικού μηχανισμού σε σχέση με τον αυτισμό και τα θέματα που άπτονται της διαταραχής. Η ομάδα των επαγγελματιών που στελεχώνει τον οργανισμό ABIS αποτελείται από εθελοντές, ειδικευμένους και εξειδικευμένους στον αυτισμό, με μεγάλη δράση και χρόνια εμπειρία, τόσο στην Κύπρο όσο και στο εξωτερικό. Είμαστε μια ομάδα εθελοντών που δουλεύουμε με άτομα με αυτισμό και συναφείς αναπτυξιακές διαταραχές. Καταθέτουμε τη γνώση μας, την εμπειρία μας των 20+ χρόνων, αλλά και το πάθος μας για να προσφέρουμε και να μοιραστούμε με επαγγελματίες και γονείς το επιμορφωτικό, εκπαιδευτικό, παρεμβατικό και ερευνητικό μας έργο και όλα όσα μας έχουν προσφέρει οι πολύτιμες στιγμές που βιώνουμε καθημερινά στον χώρο της δουλειάς μας. Καταρχήν, ξέχασα να σας πω ότι ονομάζομαι Νέφη Χαραλάμπους Δάρτεν. Έχω ειδικότητα στον αυτισμό, έχω διδακτορικό στον αυτισμό, εξειδικεύομαι στον αυτισμό. Δουλεύω εδώ σχεδόν 23 χρόνια. Χαίρομαι αφάνταστα που ήσασταν εδώ. Χαίρομαι αφάνταστα που παίρνουμε κάποια προγράμματα όπως το eHealth, το οποίο είναι ένα πρόγραμμα non-clinical, γιατί στην ουσία θα προχωρήσουμε με αγγλικά οι παρουσιάσεις μας, αφού είναι live stream και στο εξωτερικό με τους εταίρους. Και θα προχωρήσουμε το υπόλοιπο της εκδήλωσης στα αγγλικά. Απλά, ως Κύπρος, ήθελα να μιλήσω για τις δηλώσεις στα ελληνικά στην αρχή. Οτιδήποτε έχουμε, θα μιλήσουμε έτσι στο τέλος για ποιο λόγο και για τους στόχους μας. Ευχαριστώ. Να παρουσιάσει το υπόλοιπο η κυρία Λευκή.
We welcome Mrs. Alina Lofitou for the introduction of the ehealth4Autism project. Alina.
Hello, I welcome you too at today's event on information and open discussion about autism in adults within the framework of the Erasmus ehealth4Autism program. The project is managed by our non-profit organization Autism Praxis Infinity Solution ABIS from Cyprus in collaboration with the Hellenic Network of Caregivers EPEONI from Greece and Belgian Brain Council BDC from Belgium. ehealth4Autism, funded by European Union under the Erasmus Plus program, launched its activities on April 27, 2023. The project aims to reduce stigma and discrimination towards adults living with autism and their family caregivers by sharing successful awareness campaigns in Cyprus, Greece, and Belgium in use of non-clinical e-health for adults and their caregivers in Europe. The proposed project is involving the collaborative exchange of good practices in support of adults with autism spectrum disorder and their families. This will sensitize key societal stakeholders to the issues and needs of adults with autism. They will also help bring positive change in the way they are perceived and treated by society and consequently improve their quality of life. Over this year, the project team is working to address digital transformation through the development of digital readiness and resilience and capacity deposits constructed to use digital healthcare services, such as, such, such as virtual support groups, application, and e-services offered by several European Union member states. It promotes those digital services through two webinars and a learning, teaching, training activity. This includes a 3 days learning activity and project meeting in Limassol and Nicosia, Cyprus, the compilation of good practices guide on non-clinic e-health solution in Europe and dissemination. The project is led by Autism Praxis Infinity Solution ATIS from Cyprus in partnership with the Greek Caregivers Network EPEONE from Greece and the Belgian Brain Council BBC from Belgium. The meeting featured an introduction to the project core aims and tasks, followed by a presentation by each partner on their case project responsibilities and work plan, and discussion on next steps. At today's event, there will be presentation relevant with e-health solution, open discussion about the subject, as well as presentation about autism in adults by our distinguished guests. Thank you very much for your attention.
We welcome Dr. Stella Stavropoulou for her presentation on integrated method of diagnosis and intervention to adult. No, that's... We welcome Mrs. Fotini Tsirido for her presentation.
So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and participants, dear friends, good evening and welcome to the beautiful island of Cyprus, those who came from abroad. It is an honor and a pleasure to stand before you today as we embark on a journey of shared knowledge, collaboration, and innovation. Please allow me to extend a warm welcome to each one of you gathered here today for the learning activity. As we gather in the vibrant city of Limassol, it is heartening to witness the convergence of minds and expertise dedicated to addressing a matter of great significance, the well-being of adults with autism, the invaluable role played by their caregivers, and the significant part that the digital transformation plays towards a better future for this group of people. The theme of our gathering underscores the importance of leveraging technology to enhance the lives of those affected by autism spectrum disorders. Today, we have the opportunity to share and learn from each other's experiences, forging connections that transcend borders and contribute to the advancement of non-clinical e-health solutions. One cannot discuss autism without acknowledging the profound impact it has on individuals and their families. It is a journey marked by unique challenges, triumphs, and the continuous pursuit of understanding. In this pursuit, technology has emerged as a powerful ally, offering innovative solutions to enhance the quality of life for those living with autism and their dedicated caregivers. And the matter we discuss becomes even more important, taking into account the fact that over the past 30 years, the number of reported cases of autism has increased rapidly in all countries where prevalent studies have been conducted. Autism is a condition that can affect anyone. There are around 75 million people globally who have been diagnosed with a form of autism. So we all know the reasons sometimes of this increase, but irrespective of the reasons, whatever the reasons are, it is very important that that it is diagnosed, and it becomes even more imperative to find ways, use the technology to make the lives of these people easier. We all know that the condition can often make everyday activities and tasks more challenging for those who live with this disability. The use of new technologies to help support autistic people is growing as they aim to mitigate the barriers and challenges that people with disabilities may encounter in their daily lives, enabling them to participate more fully in various activities, whether at home, in education, in the workplace, or in the community. As you all know, the most common use of technology to help children and adults with autism is to improve communication skills. Dozens of applications and many built-in features of these devices can help support individuals with autism at all levels and abilities. While studying the toolkit of this conference, I noticed a lot of interesting examples. One application, for example, could be geared towards a nonverbal child or adult, while another can help with social cues for an individual with strong verbal communication skills. Technological devices like smartphones and tablets can also serve as motivation for the person with autism. You all know iPads. We all used to have a favorite game application that served as a reward for a positive behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, my commitment to charitable endeavors has allowed me to witness firsthand the transformative power of collective action and collaboration. The ehealth4Autism initiative represents a beacon of hope, bringing together experts, advocates, and caregivers to explore and share best practices in the realm of non-clinical e-health solutions. Our collective goal is to empower individuals with autism and equip their caregivers with tools that facilitate a more inclusive and supportive environment. Furthermore, as member of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Cyprus, more specifically as a member of the Human Rights Committee, the Labour Committee, and very importantly, as a member of the Communications Committee, where we discuss the issues of technology, I am more than willing to pursue issues like this and to make whatever possible to support the cause from the legislative angle as well. We have already discussed this matter of autism twice the last year. Feel free so to consider me a committed partner and a devoted ally wherever possible. Throughout this learning activity, encompassing workshops, study visits, and project meetings, I encourage each of you to actively engage, share your insights, and embrace the diversity of perspectives present in this room. The strength of our collective effort lies in the wealth of knowledge and experience we bring to the table. The journey towards enhancing the lives of adults with autism is one that requires collaboration, understanding, and an unwavering dedication to inclusivity. In the spirit of this collaboration, let us seize the opportunity to learn from each other, foster meaningful connections, and lay the groundwork for impactful projects that will resonate far beyond the confines of this gathering. Our collective efforts have the potential to create a ripple effect, positively influencing the lives of countless individuals across Europe and beyond. In closing, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each participant, organizer, and supporter who has contributed to the realization of this event. May our time together be marked by fruitful discussion, innovative ideas, and a renewed sense of purpose in our shared mission. Once again, welcome to Cyprus, and let us embark on this journey of collaboration with open hearts and minds. Thank you and congratulations for everything you do.
We welcome Dr. Stella Stathoulopoulos for her presentation, An Integrated Method of Diagnosis and Intervention to Adults with Autism Spectrum Disorder and Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder.
Is it the right laptop?
Yes, maybe so. Should I choose this?
Yes. No. Okay. Fine. Thank you very much for having me here, and I'm honored to participate to this very important event for the collaboration between Cyprus, Greece, and international participants that would be interested in the subject of autism and neurodiversity, which also consists of ADHD. My specialty is working with adults from first diagnosis to intervention. And I would like to present to you today a novel method that I have developed and that I have started implementing with my private clinic in Athens. So I will tell you a little bit about my journey and my background and of course my vision. And I hope that you can be also inspired as you have inspired me. Um, it has been a long and international journey that goes back 10 years. I have finished my studies as a medical doctor in Athens, Greece, and I did my specialty also there. And after that, I moved to Scandinavia. I was working as a chief psychiatrist in university hospitals and in public hospital systems, and I have worked in a wide lifespan from down to 5 and 6 year old children up to 90. I have worked with most of the spectrum of whole psychiatric diagnosis. And I think that is needed when someone is working with autism because one has to know the whole spectrum in order to be able to correct, come to the conclusion and diagnose autism and ADHD in adults. It's a difficult process and it's not an easy one. So through my knowledge, I have implemented the Danish guidelines and the guidelines of NHS, which I have done several classes about psychopharmacology in ADHD and psychosocial intervention in autism and ADHD, and also the American guidelines from the American Psychiatric Association. All of these I have adapted to the Greek mentality and the Greek system, and I have developed the NEA method in order to be able to provide correct diagnosis with evidence-based methods. What has been my vision to this clinic is that diagnosis and intervention would be provided from a multidisciplinary team, which is the state-of-the-art method when we talk about autism, uh, with a medical leadership, which is very important if someone wants a validity in the diagnosis, but through a holistic approach, which means that I don't only see the individual, but also the environment, and not only psychological aspects, but also physical aspects, and other physical conditions should be examined and excluded or taken into consideration if they coexist. And the novelty in my approach is that even if we're talking about adults, I always take into consideration the family. So I put them in the diagnosis and also in the intervention, in the psychoeducation. And I must say it's much appreciated from all of the parts. And this is because the services for adults with autism and ADHD, not just in Greece or in Cyprus, but internationally, they are very splitted. That means that the people, they have to refer to different experts which work in different environments with different cultures and many times different aspects about this diagnosis. There are still a lot of people who do not believe that ADHD exists, and because of the symptoms are not specific, they can be met in different kind of conditions such as depression, for example, or anxiousness, or social anxiety. One can be nervous, one can be agitated. It's a difficult process to attribute to such a chronic condition such as ADHD and autism. So one has to be very careful. So my vision is to combine the clinical vision and create a place where neurodiverse people can refer to, feel accepted, met by different experts, but with the same culture, let's say, with the same aspect, and feel understood in a coordinated approach from diagnosis to medication if needed, but combined with psychoeducation, support, psychotherapy, and even coaching. So, who can be referred to the clinic? Adults from 17, and there's no limit. Even if someone grandparent, 90 years old or more, can be referred to. I have seen that most adults come after one child or grandchild is being first diagnosed with autism and ADHD. And then they identify themselves with them and they say, oh, but she looks like me and I'm still like that and even worse and I have always been. So I have it too. And they see how much help their grandchild or their child gets. So they say, why not me too? And they get referred, and after getting some medicine and psychoeducation, their whole life changes. And they are people that they have not had easy lives. They have gone through depressions, they have gone through divorces, they have gone through missing their jobs and shifting from job to job and feeling that they don't fit and always being the outsiders and having not many friends and difficulty in maintaining new acquaintances. So there are people that they have struggled. They can be referred for a second opinion. So people who have been seen by another psychiatrist, that they have been diagnosed with stress, they have been prescribed some benzodiazepines or some antidepressant medication, but they didn't work. So they have searched the internet alone and they have read about autism or ADHD and they have identified themselves with the diagnosis. And then they have been searching for someone who can diagnose them in the adult life. And I must say it's difficult. There is a myth that once you're adult, you cannot be diagnosed with autism and ADHD. And even so why to do so? Because there is no intervention available. But this is wrong. And then there have been people who have been diagnosed since childhood, but when they become 18, so the autism and the ADHD, they do not go away, so they need someone to follow up and to continue the medication or the intervention and the counseling and the support, because as life goes, so is the challenges. So there are other challenges when one is a little child, a teenager, and when a young adult, and even in the middle age. My intervention includes parents, spouses. I do also pair counseling. So I have pairs where one or both they suspect autism or ADHD in one of them. So I examine it, and after that, I combine psychoeducation with pair counseling about how they can implement all these things in order to make the relationship easier. And of course, medication according to the symptoms and when this is indicated. So, what is the method? The method consists of 5 standard sessions. The first one is the social and the family history taken. The second is the psychiatric and medical history. The third session is the developmental history. At the fourth, I execute different psychometric and neurocognitive tests if they are adjusted to its individual's profile and special needs. The physical examination and blood tests and neuroimaging can also be prescribed if there is a suspicion for other coexisting physical conditions, and always before prescribing medicine. And at the last one, the fifth session, I present the diagnosis together with a personal profile and other co-occurring conditions, the severity of symptoms, but also something that most of the psychiatrists and psychologists, they forget, which is the strengths and the positive aspects of the person. Because we should not forget that autism and ADHD is also a strength, it has many strengths. So after that, people, they get hope. This is half of the intervention because they understand that it's not their fault. They feel suddenly that it's not them, that they have been wrong through their whole lives. And they also trust that there is something that they can learn and their environment can learn and change in order to help them feel better. We follow with psychoeducation, which is the first intervention, both to the individual and to the group. And then family intervention, parent, if there is a good relationship, and pairs counseling, then psychotherapy according to the individual's profile with a synthetic method, which is mostly concrete CBT, easy to assess and see measurable results so that the person can feel that this has a meaning. And then social skills training we provide, which is very important. So that means not only abstract terms, but we do role play and we do very concrete things about how to relate to other people. We create a map of social relationships, and of course, sexual education, which is much needed in adults. And in most of them, it's also a taboo, so it has not been addressed before other experts. And support and mentoring related to vocational questions, problems, or things. We help them find the right job, not like a bureau, but like counseling. For example, I had a patient that she had already a job where she was satisfied, and then she was given the opportunity to another job, but through counseling, she understood that the second job, it would not be a better choice than the job she already had for different reasons that had to do with her special needs. Then I integrate counseling about sleep routines and the daily rhythm, diet, exercise, living skills, and training in autonomy. These are some skills that, if we want to help adults with autism and ADHD, we must never forget. Then I might prescribe also supplements, not just medicine, that means vitamins and other kind of alternative therapies like animal-assisted therapy. We all know that when someone has a pet, and especially a dog, this has been proven with research that it's very positive for the balance, the emotional balance of people with autism and the regulation of their emotions. And at last, I prescribe some personalized medication, which means that I do not have a fixed recipe that makes all better, but it is according to the special needs and symptoms of each person. So, the principles in my praxis is combining the medical with the sociological model. And the sociological model is exactly what I described before, is seeing the person as a whole, not as a patient. That's why I don't call them patients. They are my clients, let's say, because they get to know with the term of neurodiversity, uh, they are not them, that they are wrong and they have to change something. It is a different way of being and thinking and functioning. So it is us that we have to learn how to communicate with them and make them lives easier. And thus, I make an individualized intervention plan, which is unique for each person according to their special profile. This is very important, the individualized profile, and it's very central in the intervention because it can combine different methods, as I said, from psychoeducation to CBT, ABA, TEACH, skills training, environmental modifications. It might also be asked that they change their rooms and the way they live at their house. And I do communicate with other professionals that already are in touch with these people. For example, if they follow a psychotherapy, I will call the psychotherapist and I will try to have a collaboration with them. Is it a neurologist that the person has some epilepsy or something else? I communicate with them. And then I might also suggest some alternative intervention methods, as for example, neurofeedback or, as I said, other methods. All these are evidence-based, and this is a glance at the space that I have created um, uh, to be adjusted to the special needs of the people with sensory sensitivities. So it is a minimalistic locality which has grounded colors, and even the lighting is adjustable and it can change even in color in the room, because it has also been proven that they are very sensitive and they can benefit from lower lights in different color. And here you can see a nest that I have created, which is a place where they can go and down-regulate and isolate their senses from the overload in order to reduce anxiety symptoms. So, thank you very much. And I think that we have to do a lot of work in order to spread all these new research and evidences about intervention in autism and ADHD in order to do their lives better. Thank you.
Πριν κάνουμε ένα διάλειμμα, έχουμε μια μικρή αλλαγή στο πρόγραμμα. Θα κάνουμε ένα μικρό διάλειμμα να ευχαριστήσουμε τον κύριο Αντρέα Νικολάου και τον κύριο Αριστάριστη, δημοτικούς συμβούλους μας από τη στη Λεμεσό, για την τιμή μας έκαναν. Και θα κάνουμε ένα μικρό διάλειμμα. Έκλεισα το. Κάνω ένα μικρό διάλειμμα, να πιούμε έναν καφέ και να συνεχίσουμε με τα παιδιά από το Bracelet, τον Ανδρέα και τα παιδιά από το Bracelet. Ανάποδα. Εντάξει, ευχαριστώ. Μικρό διάλειμμα.